Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth, the Education Coordinator for Marlene's Market and Deli. Tonight's special guest that we have with us, and is an honor to work with again, we have Madelyn Morris, herbalist and co-owner of Mickelberry Gardens, speaking on the topic of honey and propolis for immune health. Thank you so much, Madelyn, for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's great to be here. Bee products and immune health is one of my favorite topics. I'll just give a little bit of background on my business, Mickelberry Gardens. We have a line of products that's available at Marlene's in the wellness department. We're really proud to be a certified bee corporation. So we like to say we're one of the few bee corporations as a bee business. It's a lot of bees. And we are a husband and wife team. I'm one of the owners and founders of the company. I'm an herbalist and a gardener and a really big believer in garden medicine and bee products combined with herbs for improving health. And that is also thanks to my husband, Matt, who is a beekeeper. And both of us created this business really with the belief that bee products are this amazing healing substance. And ultimately, like, the best honor for bee products is to be used as medicine. They're both a food, but also they're a medicine. And we have built a relationship with a lot of different beekeepers in the Pacific Northwest. We really love to work with beekeeping families. I have a few pictures here of some of the beekeepers that we have worked with over the years. We've had a relationship with this family for probably 8 or 9 years now. And a lot of American honey producers are involved in crop pollination. So they are bringing their beehives to various farms and wild spaces all over the Pacific Northwest, which is an amazing partnership with also local farmers that really rely on beekeepers to bring their hives for pollination services. And then ultimately, all of us depend on those relationships because they're really essential for our food supply. So having really good pollination of crops like raspberries and blueberries, a lot of many different, even carrots rely on honeybee pollination for the seeds. So it really touches a lot of what we're eating every single day. It's thanks to the hard work of beekeepers. Just kind of a shout out to beekeepers and really thinking about the producers who bring us these amazing medicinal offerings that we can use to improve our lives and improve our health. Um, and and something to really keep in mind when you're using honey or other bee products for health and healing and for supporting your immune system is that not all bee products are created the same. There's a lot of different things that might happen throughout the supply chain of getting bee products onto the shelf of a grocery store that can really improve their healing potential, or can also mean that they don't have a lot of healing potential. And we really believe that keeping honey raw is one of the most important ways to preserve a lot of the healing properties of honey. So that to us, it means that we never heat the honey hotter than it might get in a beehive on a really hot summer day. So, about 100 degrees, 100 to 105 degrees. We always keep it below that. And that just means that a lot of important nutrients, vitamins, and enzymes are preserved in the honey. Once you heat honey for an extended period of time, or to a higher temperature, this particular chemical starts to form in the honey. It's called HMF, and it's not a harmful chemical, but it is like Coca-Cola, for example, has a really high HMF content, and it gets produced from sugars, like sugars getting heated. So like a really refined sugar product like Coca-Cola has a really high HMF content. When you first harvest fresh honey, it has virtually zero HMF. And then once you've heated it for an extended period of time, it starts to get this chemical HMF, getting closer and closer to Coca-Cola, and becoming more and more like just any standard sweetener, like even like lower quality sweeteners. So the heating really kind of causes the structure of honey to change. And so making sure honey is raw is a really great way to ensure that honey is going to be providing the greatest health benefits. And then another thing to think about with honey is filtration. Many suppliers and larger packers of honey are filtering honey through these really thin microfilters. And that means that like pollen grains, there's trace amounts of pollen grains in all honey. And they stay in the honey if you don't microfilter it. But once you microfilter, those pollen grains are removed. So you're also, missing out on the benefits of the pollen grains. And the pollen grains also are coming from all the flowers that the bees are visiting. So it's part of that kind of unique profile that connects honey to a place. And if you take that kind of place-based aspect out of the honey, it's just, some people could even say it's no longer even honey. And so, we think that keeping it raw and not doing the microfiltering really ensures that honey remains a living food, and again, provides the best health benefits. And, another thing to think about with honey is, there's also the possibility of honey to be contaminated in some way. There might be issues of adulteration. Sometimes there might be like, there's a lot of honey exporting countries that have various qualities of honey. So, it can be a common thing to have like a really cheap honey from China and to mix it with a more expensive honey. That would only be done for profits basically, but it's definitely a practice that happens. And you can test for adulteration. Honey can also be adulterated with just any sugar syrup. Again, it's just kind of maybe a little bit of a greedy thing to do, but it does happen, and it decreases the quality of the honey. So, we've learned a lot over the years about really what to look for. And, also it's, it is important to consider the possibility of pesticide residue in honeys. And so that's another thing that really, knowing your supplier of where you're getting the bees from, and then, or of where you're getting the honey from, and then also doing testing and analysis of honey that is harvested is kind of the only way to really know. And so that those are things that we feel are really important as a company. And if you're looking for honey, those are things that you might want to inquire about from any company that you're you're buying honey from, if they are doing any testing for pesticides, or if they look for adulteration. And right now, there's not a lot of really specific regulation for preventing adulterated honey from being on supermarket shelves. So it's really up to companies with higher ethics to kind of raise the standards of honey that is available. And I think it's also important for consumers to be aware of that and really seek out the best of the best. And that will just help honey to continue just to be a really trusted healing thing to use. So with kind of that background about thinking about where does the honey come from, that's I think a huge priority when you're thinking about using honey to support your immune system. And so, where it comes from really matters. I really believe that, for something to provide the most healing benefit, it's not just about the nutritional content or, kind of the benefits of the product itself, but it's a lot of layers of how is that product produced, how are the people treated that were involved in the production of that product, how are the communities around where that product is produced impacted. I think, it's more of a, sorry, was there an echo?
Guess who came down from Toronto or what met up with a large mountain?
Sorry, I thought I heard a comment, or a question, but I don't know. Okay, I think maybe there might be a slight audio issue in the store. So I'll keep.
Yep, we are good to go. Sorry about that. I think someone else's microphone might have been on.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, okay. So I was just talking about kind of thinking about the layers of what what it takes to produce something, honey or really anything, grapes or any type of supplement or herb. You just it has reverberating impacts through an entire system, and the way that people are treated and the way the communities are left when that good is purchased and sold, I believe really contributes to the, of course, the end quality, but also the health benefits that it can offer you. So yeah, thinking about the whole picture of where something comes from can help it be more of a healing substance. But just at face value, like a really high quality raw honey has an enormous amount of health benefits. It's believed to be one of nature's oldest remedies. People have been using honey. Honey has been found in Egyptian tombs. There's a very ancient relationship between people and honeybees. And as soon as, even before people were keeping bees, Mayans had relationships with wild bees that still continue on today. People have this really long, flourishing relationship with bees and bee products. And in ancient times, in many cultures, it was really revealed as like a substance from the gods. And I think it continues to be revered in the modern world, both as something that's really sweet and delicious and an amazing food, but also something that's super nourishing and healing. And this has even gone so far as having a lot of scientific research and doctors beginning to recommend honey as a better treatment for coughs and colds than much of what is available over the counter at pharmacies. And this is because honey offers amazing antimicrobial benefits. It's really hard for fungi and bacteria to grow in a honey solution. So it offers those same benefits to your body when you consume it. It's super anti-inflammatory. So that just kind of helps to improve health over time. And it's just extremely soothing to the entire respiratory and digestive system. So, anytime your respiratory system is a little ragged, even like before you start feeling sick, consuming honey on a regular basis can just keep you really healthy, soothe your entire system. And, it can even offer benefits of relaxation and centering. In Ayurvedic medicine, raw honey is considered to be a sattvic food. So it's something that promotes, light and balance and clarity of mind, helps to prepare your body for doing meditation. So yeah, there's a lot of really, really amazing traditions respecting honey as providing these amazing health benefits. So, just a little more about traditional therapeutic use. So I think the antimicrobial aspect has made it, really understood as something that helps with the immune system. It's also really nourishing. So, it can be really helpful if you are going through a longer term illness and, needing to recover and build back up your strength. It's, pretty renowned for helping with sore throat and mouth health. And, it's just one of nature's oldest, trusted things to just really boost overall health. So yeah, that, but I think again, the caveat about that is that it's really important that it, be raw, and it can also be helpful to think about using honey from your own local area. And that kind of just offers you the benefits of getting small amounts of nectars and pollens from all the plants that are growing around you. It can maybe even like put you in better touch with your environment. And there's tons of scientific research that shows that honey supports the immune system. It helps the immune system work better. It does a lot of help in the digestive system by helping with probiotics in the gut. So, that proper digestion can really help with immunity. And it also can help you to fight bacteria, viruses, and fungus. So yeah, all of those things that might take you down and might make you start feeling not well, consuming honey on a regular basis can just help you have that better immune system shield. And there's some examples of a lot of scientific research and a lot of classic texts even that speak to honey's amazing healing properties from many different cultures. And another thing I wanted to touch on is the idea of organic honey, and just something to be aware of, that in the United States, the USDA, who certifies honey, doesn't actually have clear standards for what certified organic honey means. So an American honey producer who wanted to pursue organic certification today can't actually get that certification because there's no developed standards in our country. So anytime you see certified organic honey on a store shelf, that means that it has been imported from another country, because that country has developed standards, and the USDA will, choose to just use those standards and give the seal. So that's something that not everyone is aware of. And it's something that's a little bit or a lot unfair to American honey producers, since they're not even able to use that certification. It makes it a little difficult to compete. And another thing to keep in mind is that importing honey from other countries just kind of opens up the possibility for things to be adulterated along the way or substituted with lower quality sugars. And just kind of the further away that an ingredient is from where the end consumer is using it, kind of the more hands that it's passing through, the more possibility there is for it to be adulterated or encounter some kind of problem, like somebody trying to make some extra money out of it along the way. So that's where we really feel like making sure that that's not an issue means that the ideal way to source and purchase honey is to support local bees and American beekeepers, and to not buy certified organic honey to bypass those issues. So local bees and beekeepers are an amazing resource, and having that direct connection with the producer makes a really big impact on how much conversation you can have with them, understanding of their methods, understanding of where the hives are kept, and how the bees are treated. And all of that really ends up affecting the end product, and the quality and the medicinal value of the end product. And so I have some pictures here of honey frames, honey being harvested, honey when it's in the honeycomb. There's also a picture of a pollen trap, which is another amazing bee product. And the bee pollen can also be really useful and medicinal and excellent for immune system health. And this is a picture of Propolis. Propolis is another incredible bee product that not everybody is as familiar with as honey and bee pollen, but it's an especially amazing substance for immune system health. And I have a couple pictures here of the way that propolis is harvested. Propolis is gathered by honeybees from like resin bearing trees. So trees that are, releasing a lot of sticky resin, the honeybees will collect that. And, the reason that trees are making this sticky resin is that they are protecting themselves from, insect infestations or, sometimes even viruses, or if a branch blows off in a windstorm, it might like drip a bunch of sap. So it's kind of the tree healing itself. And so resins have these incredible healing properties, and the bees seem to be aware of that. They harvest the resins, and in the beehive, there's, worker bees all have different, different job duties. And so some worker bees are honey collectors, some worker bees are pollen collectors, and then some worker bees are propolis collectors. And the propolis collectors will collect the resins from trees. They'll bring it back to the hive. They, mix it with a little bit of wax, and then they use it to seal cracks all throughout the hive. And there's been some really cool research done by this researcher named Marla Spivak, who really loves propolis. And she's found that the bees also create what she calls a propolis envelope. So they they have a little kind of reserve stash of propolis within the hive, and then the propolis envelope is kind of enclosing the entire hive, and it provides this excellent shield. So the individual bees don't really have an immune system, and propolis in the hive could be considered to be the whole hive's immune system. So it's helping them prevent viral infections, it's helping them prevent bacterial infections, fungal infections, because it has all of those healing properties of the plants. And it's just how they keep themselves healthy and how they support their own immune system. So this picture here is of propolis traps. That's how beekeepers produce propolis to harvest. So the bees will fill the propolis traps, and that allows so you're not taking away from their propolis envelope and their propolis their propolis reserve inside the hive. Typically what a propolis trap will do is it stimulates them to go collect more propolis and seal cracks. They see cracks and they're like, oh, I better seal those cracks. So that's where the propolis comes from. And then you end up with this really beautiful red, kind of lustrous propolis that's considered to be a really high quality propolis that's very shiny. And it propolis has an incredible aroma. And so all of those same properties that propolis is providing to the beehive is also really beneficial for humans. It can help us fight microbes and fight viruses and fight bacteria. And there's a lot of amazing research showing that it can really do kind of broad spectrum killing bacteria, and even can work alongside antibiotics. So it's something you could even, if you had to take an antibiotic, you could also take propolis to even help the antibiotic be more effective. So propolis is really amazing. And we use propolis as an ingredient in all of our offerings that have that are designed to support the immune system. And anyone who loves bee products and loves consuming honey or bee pollen or propolis on a regular basis, I think also has a certain kind of belief and love for honeybees. I think that kind of brings a lot of people to using bee products on a regular basis. So, I think it's also great to think about bees as part of a larger, like a piece in a larger ecosystem. So, also protecting, at-risk plants, protecting other pollinators, not just honeybees, supporting farmers that are, taking care of land that is safe for honeybees to forage on and be brought to. That's all really important to think about, that the health of the bees is connected to this bigger picture. We have several different nonprofits that we think are really doing amazing work that we like to support with both partnering with in various ways, and also with financial support that we think are hitting those important pillars, protecting plants, protecting honeybees, protecting farmers, and land stewardship. The cool thing about bee products is that you can really consider that kind of ancient adage of letting your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. And our favorite medicinal immune supporting preparation using honey and propolis is an oxymel. And this is the honey tonics that you can find on the shelves at Marlene's. So they are an amazing addition to your medicine cabinet, and they're a great way to use honey and herbs medicinally over, over longer periods of time. So oxymels are a very ancient herbal preparation. They are a mixture of honey and vinegar and are used as medicine. They have been prescribed by Hippocrates, over 2,500 years ago, to support the body during stress or times of illness, to support the respiratory tract, and really to restore balance. So they have also been used in Persian medicine. So they're a very ancient way to use honey and incorporate honey into a wellness routine. So they're made with raw honey. They're made with apple cider vinegar. It's important. You always want your apple cider vinegar to be raw with the mother. And they also can incorporate different organic medicinal herbs. And oxymels are they're sweet, and they're also a little tart with the apple cider vinegar. But apple cider vinegar has been trusted, just like honey, for centuries to support the immune system, to support digestion, to soothe sore throats. So combining those two ingredients is a really great way to get the healing potential of both of the ingredients together in a really enjoyable format. And then it's also a great way to incorporate healing herbs into like a syrup base that is, again, really like delicious and soothing. And so they are super versatile and easy to use to support overall health. And yeah, so that combo of honey and apple cider vinegar is extremely nourishing. It has food-based ingredients. It supports digestion. It has a ton of scientific research backing up a long history of traditional use for healing. And both of these ingredients, honey and apple cider vinegar, really promote health and vitality on their own. A lot of herbal products, may be made with alcohol, and alcohol on its own doesn't provide a lot of healing benefits. It could even be considered detrimental to your health. So oxymels are a really great choice of a way to consume herbs and to also get the health benefits of honey and vinegar. So oxymels are a great way to use an herbal product, and you might want to avoid alcohol for a variety of reasons. They're super gentle, they're tonifying, they're very safe and effective, and they can be taken, really regularly all throughout the day. They can also be taken over longer periods of time. And they can be taken by the spoonful. They're safe for kids over the age of 1. That is something that it's great to be aware of, that honey shouldn't be given to, raw honey in particular, shouldn't be given to children under the age of 1, because their digestive system just isn't quite ready to handle a raw food. But once they're over the age of 1, they're wonderful for children, both honey and oxymels. And oxymels can also be added to tea or sparkling water, and they're super shelf stable. Since honey in particular kind of has an unlimited shelf life, it's so shelf stable. It's kind of amazing, just that combination of chemistry makes it that it just is nearly impossible for germs to grow in a honey solution. So these are our products that are specifically designed for immune system support. We have an elderberry honey tonic and spray. And the elderberry tonic is a really great way to also get the immune supporting benefits of elderberries and echinacea, along with honey and propolis. Our honey propolis throat spray, Elizabeth was sharing that she used it to support her singing voice. So it's really soothing. It can kind of just rejuvenate your vocal cords, or, any kind of sore throat, or tickle in your throat that you might be experiencing. That honey base makes it really delicious. It tastes amazing. It's soothing immediately. And then our throat and lung tonic is a honey-based cough syrup. And honey is just so incredible for helping to treat coughs and sore throats. And we have a lot of additional herbs that we use in that formula, in addition to propolis, that help it to be really effective and soothing. So yeah, just a little bit more about our immune supporting offerings. Honey is included in all of them. Honey is the base of the oxymel along with the vinegar. And then the apple cider vinegar is used to extract the different herbal combinations that we use in our formulas. So we have, again, the elderberry tonic, the throat and lung tonic with the herbal combination that we're using here includes mullein leaf, wild cherry bark, echinacea tops, sage leaf, which is also really great for throats, nettle leaf, and rose hips. So all of those herbs and propolis are working together with honey to make a really excellent formula for both building up respiratory health, taking a little bit over, a little bit daily over a longer period of time is a great way to support your throat and lungs. And you can also take spoonfuls, as often as every hour if you have something that's like, real, like you've been sick or you have a throat or lung issue that you're dealing with. And our throat spray is just a really amazing product, really thick and throat coating. We're using rose hips, echinacea, and sage leaf, along with a really big dose of propolis to help knock out any type of microbe that might be settling in the throat. We also offer, as part of our immune system offerings, we have a fire cider tonic, which very classically is made with honey. It's an herbal preparation that uses apple cider vinegar and really spicy, pungent herbs, and then a touch of honey to balance the formula. So it's another really great way to use honey and other food, like healing food ingredients, to support your immune system. So that is the conclusion of my presentation. I'll give a minute to see if anybody has any questions or comments, and I really appreciate you listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madeline. That was fabulous. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth.
you're welcome. The oh shoot, I just forgot how to pronounce it. The smell, the
Oh, oxymel. Yes.
oxymel, yes.
Oxymel.
I didn't know that there was like an actual word for that, and that I think that's amazing, like how it can help the herbs like actually get into our system.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's what we love about it. Yeah, and it's so cool that it's so kind of ancient, but not a lot of people are super familiar with it. But I feel like once you consume it, it kind of you're like, oh, like it just makes sense. You get it. You're like, it's so soothing, it tastes good, it's really good for me. Like it's yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, there was a gal that had tried some of the elderberry syrup earlier, and she was like, whoa, I feel it go down this way, and I'm like, it's already doing something, I think.
Yeah, it's a full body experience.
Yeah. And so she was very impressed. So
nice.
good
Yeah,
job.
that's great.
We got any questions here in the chat? Feel free. And also, with the oxymels, it's like you're bringing back the like the olden time formulas, and it's like, yeah, this there was a reason why this worked. It was
Yeah.
beneficial for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's so cool to kind of like tap into something really, really ancient. That's yeah, I think a lot of those things can bring something to our lives today. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, what would you say um is like your favorite product out of your line?
I would probably have to choose, I think I would choose the honey propolis throat spray. That's one that I find myself like reaching for first. Because thing like kind of I always seem to have things settle in my throat. Like, you know, if I'm like that's where I'll just first start to feel something. If I feel like I'm gonna, you know, not like just if something's a little off or I might be getting sick. So being able to reach for that throat spray like right away as soon as I feel any kind of tickle, just seems to really like take care of things for me really quickly. So yeah, and it's just so nice for any, you know, I use that like pretty regularly anytime I've been talking a lot or yeah, it's just so nice to have around.
Perfect. Yay. And I loved all the photos in the presentation. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Yeah, like just really well done. Like you could tell that it's like it's an art form what you guys do down there, and just it's so wonderful to be able to see the love through the photos as well.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. You're so sweet.
Aw, shucks. Well, I'm wondering, any questions? No. Well, I don't think there's any questions at this time, but we thank you so much, and I am incredibly grateful to work with you again, and anytime that we can have the chance to work with you is going to be fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, thank you so much for the invitation. This was really fun. It's great to see your face again. And yeah, I hope to see you again soon.
For sure, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you. Have a great evening.